can make himself heard, here is our MC, Brett Freeman.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing in the light-welterweight division. Please welcome your first fighter to the blue corner, Janos Vass.
Janos Vass fighting out of Hungary, 27 years old, 21 fights, 6 wins, 14 defeats and a draw. In his last fight, he was stopped in the third here by Antonio Coulihan. That was back at the end of October. That was his first fight in the UK. Fought just a couple of times this year as a bit of a road warrior. He's been all over Europe, Hungary, UK, Germany, Finland, Slovakia, Switzerland, Italy, Denmark and Ireland. And I think it's fair to say he hasn't been brought here to win, has he, Danny?
No, well, you only have to look at his record to see what he's all about, not being rude, but he's like a body, and Anthony Upton, like I said, he's a really, really improved fighter since he started working with Ricky Hatton up in Manchester. He punches very, very hard with both hands, and he's definitely one for the future, in my opinion. He's a top talent, and looking on the paper, I could see Anthony Upton getting this guy out of here before the second or third round.
And please welcome his opponent to the red corner. Here comes Anthony Upton.
Well, here comes Anthony Upton. The backing he's got tonight is absolutely tremendous. His fans come from absolutely all over. They come from London, they come from Dublin, they come from Belfast, they come from Manchester. He's had quite a boxing journey in his young career already. One of 3 brothers, the other 2 being Sonny and Paul, who were trained by Ricky Hatton up in Manchester. The hitman will be in his corner. And he's picked up some tremendous experience at amateur level, fighting in London, and as I said as well, in Dublin, at the Celtic Warriors gym, and also in Northern Ireland. He knows Carl Frampton well, he knows the Conlons well, he knows Marco McCulloch well, he's sparred rounds with them. He's had that kind of schooling. And just look at the supporters. Those Irish flags draped over the balcony. And here he comes, led out by Mike Jackson and the hitman himself. And you can only imagine what the atmosphere would be like, will be like, when he makes a step up to fight for titles. He's very highly rated as a young fighter. Big things are expected. He's been sparring Selfa Barrett for this one, the nephew of Pat Barrett, Kirill Relic as well. 17-0 as a light welterweight, another Hatton fighter. And he looks nice and relaxed in there.
This man brings with him into the boxing ring record of 6 wins, opposite 14 defeats and 1 draw. He stands 5'9" and 1/2 inches. He weighed in 10 stone. Fighting out of Hungary, here is Janos Vass. And his opponent, boxing out of the red corner in the black and tiger trunks. This man brings with him into the boxing ring a perfect record of 6 wins, opposite no defeats. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in 10 stone, 3 pounds, 5 ounces. Representing Upton Clan Boxing in London, England, here is Anthony Upton. And the National Games referee in charge is Martin Williams.
Well, Anthony Upton, 6 fights, 6 wins, 2 by way of stoppage. 22 years old, builders fighting out of Romford, could be Manchester, could be anywhere really. That kind of boxing journey early in your career, Danny, must be really, really valuable to do that kind of sparring and have that kind of amateur pedigree in those cities we talked about, and now to have Ricky Hatton in your corner as well. He's packed a lot of experience into a very short career.
Oh yeah, of course he has. He's been everywhere, Anthony Upton. I remember being at the TKO gym in East London when him and his brothers joined up. And you could see that there was something special about him. You know, all the brothers were good, but you could see he had something about him. It's just the way that he is, his calmness. He's so slick, so good with his basics. And like I said, he's got dynamite in both hands. Switch your stance needlessly like an Ingle fighter. And that's another thing. You don't just learn that. You know, that comes from years of repetition in the gym and watching fighters. And now he's teamed up with Ricky Hatton and his brothers, and that are all up there now. It's only going to be a positive thing for him.
He did turn pro in London, as we mentioned, at the TKO. Johnny Eames' manager, Mo Hussein as trainer, as did his brother Paul. Sonny went straight up to Manchester to team up with Ricky Hatton.
This fight's not going to last very long. You can see that already by the looks of it. This guy looks shaky already, and he's not even landed anything.
Definitely does. And Upton looks very relaxed as well. I like the way he throws his shots.
Hurtful punches landed on the ropes there, right above Ricky Hatton, and he's down. Janos Vass is down right in front of us. He stretched out that right glove to just break his fall. But he has a look at the man who doesn't really want to be in there, to be honest. I think he's tasted a spite in some of these shots already and realises that possibly he's out of his depth here, and there's a long way to go in this round. He's in deep water here. That's a push. That will not be scored a knockdown, but Upton really just showing the physical advantages he has over Vass. Holds up the glove and then goes to work again, and Vass really is just being thrown around the ring here, and he is a walking knockout at the moment, Janos Vass, and he goes down again, and this could be it, possibly. The referee is going to count again, and Vass looks like it's going to be okay to continue, and it's just a question of whether Anthony Upton can get him out of here before the end of the round, and my money would be that he can.
It's when he wants to, it's not even if he can, it's when he wants to.
If Vass doesn't want it.
This guy just looks like he wants to go home. You know, as soon as he lands clean, this is all over.
Definitely.
He looks like he's walking on rubber legs.
Well, he's gone down again now, and the referee has waved the fight over. And that comes as no surprise whatsoever. Janos Vass, to be perfectly honest, was hopelessly outclassed in there. Upton has landed some good shots. I think, to be honest, Anthony Upton will probably be slightly disappointed that he hasn't got some more work in there tonight.
See, that's the thing. Upton's going to want more rounds under his belt.
Getting him rounds might not be a very easy thing to do.
Definitely might not be.
Like I said, you know, this kid, he punches hard with both hands, and not just hard, he can really, really dig. He's got that slick stance, he's relaxed. He's got, in my opinion, you know, I know he's not had many fights, this is his 7th unbeaten, but he's got something there, and if he don't win titles, I'll be shocked. He's a good kid, this fella, and you know, he's like I said, he comes from fighting stock. He's a good fighter, and it's only a matter of time before someone snaps him up and signs him up. He's a top kid, and I think he's going to go all the way. Well, to domestic level easy.
So how do you bring on him with his next couple of fights, Danny?
If it was me, I think he's ready for area titles already. But you know, it's Ricky Hatton's job. Ricky's his manager.
Well, let's get the announcement now. The two fighters should be making their way to the middle of the ring. Janos Vass, having had a picture taken with Ricky Hatton, looks ready to head for the changing room, but we still need the final announcement, and we can get that now, I think, from Brett Freeman.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our referee Mark Williams calls the stop of this contest. 2 minutes, 14 seconds of the very first round. Declaring your winner by TKO, Anthony Upton.
Well, the Anthony Upton fans have come in big numbers here to your call tonight. They'll be following him around in the future. They may have wanted to see a little bit more action from him, but we can hear from him now. He's ringside with Sophia.
Anthony, congratulations, you remain unbeaten in your 7th pro fight, and that was your 3rd stoppage as well.
Yeah, brilliant. I went out there, I was just taking my time. I didn't expect to stop him in the first round. I wanted to get the rounds in, but it come, and I just took the opportunity.
Ricky, I was going to say, wasn't much time to stick to a game plan, but you must be delighted with the knockout.
No, it wasn't much time. That's his second win on the bounce in the first round. Not much time, you know, but plenty of time, enough for me to evaluate everything we've been working on the gym. He's doing, he's listening, and you know, if every fight could be that quick, you know, we'd take it every day. But I've seen enough in that short space of time to know that he's going in the right direction. He's listening, he's improving, and it's only the matter of time before he starts putting belts around his waist, no doubt.
Exciting 2015 for you then?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna have a break now. Have a nice Christmas.
You allowed a break? You allow him a break?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's allowed a break, you know. He's dedicated, you know what I mean? He listens. You have to chuck him out of the gym, to be honest with you. And you know, every single fight, even though the first 3 rounds he's improving, he's listening to what you're telling him, and that's, you know, that's the best. I don't need 12 rounds to tell me that. I'm happy with what I've saw in that first round. Believe you me, he doesn't know. He knows better than me. The fights will get tougher. Enjoy these while they last, because they won't last.
You've got all Upton brothers in your gym, haven't you?
Yeah, they're all talented lads, you know what I mean? It's a pleasure to train with them. Lovely family, lovely kids, very talented, dedicated, and all of them are capable of putting belts around the waist. They really are. Unfortunately, Paulie couldn't box tonight. He suffered an injury with his rib, and Sonny got the flu right at the last minute. But you know, there's going to be plenty of opportunities then, and we'd like to thank Steve Goodwin for giving us the opportunity to perform in London, which is, you know, you get your fan base by fighting in your hometown, and this is where they're from, and great turnout for them, yeah.
Obviously you had a hell of a following. Yeah. Great fan base you've got.
No, massive. I'm so grateful. They're still going, and they still will be going right through till tomorrow. So I'm just happy. A lot of them come down from Manchester. I'm grateful for everyone that comes and pays for their hard-earned money that they've earned to come watch me and support me. I'm grateful, and onwards and upwards.
The city of Manchester must be buzzing at the moment. Obviously, Corolla's got his world title fight next year.
It is, you know. Manchester are very, very fanatical fight fans. They're honest fight fans. You know, they like watching exciting boxing. Doesn't matter where you come from in the country. You know what I mean? And these have got, you know, they're from Essex and Belfast, whichever way they want to talk it, but. You know, they've only been in Manchester a short space of time. Half these fans are from Manchester because they're exciting fighters, you know what I mean, and the good kids, down to earth, work hard, exciting fighters. And you know, with them fighting regular in the capital, hopefully that's therefore going to get a fan base similar to what I got.
Oh, well done again. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thanks a lot.